realize how high you're getting till it's too late. I am fucked up out here.
And your 420 break for Monday, October 10th, 2022. You guys, holy fuck. Marijuana is becoming legal. It really is. I can't actually believe I am living through these times. Because I still, if I smoke anywhere where somebody can see me, like outside, I can't smoke in my apartment anymore, so I got to walk outside to smoke a bowl. And I'm like, do my neighbors think I'm just a druggie? You get that in your head. I'd had that in my head for 40 years until I started really getting into weed. And when I say really, finally, like I'd heard, I'd made a commitment to it to try to improve my mental health. And boy, oh boy, it worked. Has really helped with my anxiety, with my insomnia, and honestly, has benefited me greatly. And I love that I can now be a marijuana advocate, because I've seen what it does for me. And I'd heard all the shit, and it had been in my head, weed makes you lazy, all this shit my whole life. So I love the fact that it's getting legal. Because what? Costa Rica, I just want to throw that out. Costa Rica, and I don't know why it seems like a country that you wouldn't expect marijuana to be legal, but it looks like Costa Rica is going to be legal. I don't know how many other countries are legal right now. I'm really stoked, obviously, to go to Ireland in 2026 for the Smitty Learns Irish Pubcast. But I'm like, man, there's not legal weed in Ireland. I don't think. Maybe medical. I could be wrong on that. I am very, very curious. I could actually look that up, but I'm not going to do that right now. My coffee pot just turned off. I don't know if you could hear that beep or not. I'm not in my kitchen, but anyway, the point of this story is that as it's becoming more legal, it's fucking happening. Again, I can't believe I'm living through this time. So what did Biden do? Essentially, he made simple pardoned or commuted sentences for simple marijuana offenses. And what's funny is that I think Biden's always been anti-weed, gateway drug, blah 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 blah. Even recently, a couple years ago, I think he was saying that. It's not that he's turned his table. It's not that he's changed his mind. I don't think, right? That has to be people. Hey, you should probably fucking do this. I'm sure there were people telling Donald Trump, and I think I actually heard, maybe read somewhere that Trump had toyed with the idea of legalizing, and then he was talked out of it, or he didn't want to do it. I'm not sure. And I was like, wow, what a dumb move by that guy, because he would have been like really popular. But there would have been a lot of people going, oh, maybe there is something to this Trump guy. But of course, because Biden takes these steps, that this fucking next headline was coming, that the reefer madness guys are just out in force, outraged. This story from Vice is just funny. I just love the wording in it. GOP officials take on President Biden's surprise weed announcement Thursday, ranged from moral outrage to begrudging praise to complete and utter silence, because there has to be there's so many old fuddy-duddies. They're just like, they're drugs and they're bad. And then everybody that wants to act like they're outraged by it, but they're really not. Most people that are outraged by the weed thing really just don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what it does for you. Yeah, there is such a thing as fucking smoking too much weed and probably being a fucking lazy stoner. There's something to that. Like anything, you have to at least try to maintain some fucking discipline. You know what I mean? You're not going to go off the bender with fucking pills either, hopefully. Point of the story is that where's this tweet? It's fucking awesome. I love seeing these reefer madness guys just losing their mind. Actually, I have put this call out before. I don't know if anybody even would fall into this category of people, but please message and comment if you have found yourself sort of being anti-weed or not smoking weed or anything your entire life, and then later in life kind of discovered, oh my God, I fucking get it. I know what this does for me now. It clears my head in a way that is weird. Because it's always pretty jumbled in there, you know? It's just my brain. They say all this shit. Who's this? Tom Cotton. In the midst of a crime wave and on the brink of a recession, Joe Biden is giving blanket pardons to drug offenders, many of whom pled down for more serious charges. Yeah, so fucking what? You know what I mean? Honestly, even if that is true, who gives a fucking shit? You know what I mean? How many, think about this. How many, white-collar criminals or corporate criminals or any of that, nobody worries about fucking letting those guys out early. And as soon as people just stop thinking of weed as a dangerous thing, nobody's ever died from it. Not one single fucking person. The sooner that stops happening, and the people, it's hard to change thinking. It's hard to change thinking that's been ingrained in your very being for your whole life. You know, it's on any issue. People just expect people, and maybe rightfully so. People are, it's there's this thing called progress where you get to a certain point, and you're just like, what the fuck are we doing? Hurry up, hurry up! Quit dragging your progress feet. I think you got it. Let's move on. I think we got the idea. Yay for legal marijuana. Boo for this fucking story. Way to fail at life, Wendys. Who I purposely have not enjoyed their food in a couple years because the last couple times I've been like, it's been the worst burgers. It's been the worst put together food. Like, I'm just like, never again. Anyway, Dennis Peak has Down syndrome, and he's been at this particular Wendy's in Gaston County, North Carolina, for like 20 years, more than 20 years. And he was so stoked that he was going to retire from Wendy's, and they're like, sorry, you're not going to make retirement because you're fucking fired. And look, is the name of the manager that uttered these words, is her name available? Or his name, for all I know. Let me just scroll down here. I thought, no, there was not the manager of Wendy's was not named. But the store manager fired Peak. I don't know if this is it. This is not an actual quote on like a document or anything. I think this is hearsay, so I don't know if this is a direct quote. But either way, it's a terrible fucking thing to say. He wasn't able to do his job like a normal person. You really said those fucking words. You know what I mean? That's where's the so he was fired. Let's just keep going in the story, and I got all kinds of commentary, I'm sure. He was fired, and they said, okay, he wasn't able to do his job like a normal person. His sister's like he doesn't understand the fact that he's fired. He doesn't understand. We can't tell him he's terminated. So we haven't told him that you fired him. So on, let's see, Thursday morning, she got a call from this particular restaurant group that owns Wendy's saying, you know what, we're going to give him his job back. The fucking ripples went into corporate, probably. I don't know if the manager was fired. It doesn't say if the manager was fired. And they put a Facebook update out. It says, later on, they put an update on Facebook that said he will not be returning to work at the restaurant and instead will be having the retirement party that he wanted. And Wendy's flipped the bill on his retirement party. And I'm like, you motherfuckers, man. You basically, in the end, or at least you did the right thing, but why'd you do that thing? You know what I mean? You did something kind of nice, but how you got there and your like decision making behind it, that's the suspect part, you know? Because first of all, you fucking fired him, which was totally shit. Who gives a fuck? Like honestly, people that have a problem with a person with Down syndrome working at the fucking at Wendy's or wherever they can get a job where somebody will give them an opportunity to fucking contribute like they want to contribute. You know, people that have a problem with that are just, they're so uncomfortable being around somebody that acts differently or is maybe what the fuck ever. You're kind of a terrible human. I don't fucking like it. I don't like being around this fucking person. That's how it fucking seems like. So it's like Wendy's, you fucking fired him. Then you said, okay, you can have your job back. And then who the fuck knows why? The family could have been like, you know what, we're going to have the retirement party. Thanks, but no fucking thanks. Go fuck yourself. And Wendy's like, well, you know what, we'll flip the bill. So that could have happened. But it could have also been like, you know what, if we just fucking pay for his retirement party, maybe he'll just retire and everybody will be happy. Either way, go fuck yourself, Wendy's. And your food sucks anymore. This story out of India, man, I'll never live there. I'll never live in India. I don't ever, man, because things like this happen, and it's stories like this are not hugely prevalent in India, but it happens more than anywhere else, probably, right? Where a man-eating tiger has been shot dead. They called it the man-eater of Champaran in India. Killed at least 9 people, including a woman with their 8-year-old son on Saturday. Oh, man. It's so fucking terrifying. It's so fucking terrifying. Like, honestly, I've talked about this on the podcast before. Like, you watch a couple videos of, like, you know, like nature videos where you got tiger stalking a fucking impala or whatever. You know, I don't even know if impalas are in India. Who knows? Anyway, and then your algorithm takes over, and then it's like these videos, doorbell security camera videos of dogs sleeping on their front porch, big dogs, but not as big as a tiger. And these fucking tigers come in, just fucking creeping up on this dog that's sleeping in front of the door, probably guarding the place from fucking tigers, you know? And then they just hover over this fucking animal. And usually, as soon as the animal stirs, because it's like the tiger's like, I want him to see it coming right before it fucking happens. And then, boom, boom, they're fucking gone. And then my algorithm takes over, and then it's just tiger videos fucking killing dogs. I had to stop watching them because my fucking algorithm was just taking over. Probably saying these words out loud is going to be taking over my YouTube soon. Man, that's fucking terrifying. There will be people that say it's an encroachment. It's the human encroachment. I don't know how big of a problem it is in India. I think it's fairly large. But, you know, it's human encroachment on animals' habitat. Yeah, maybe, probably. I'm sure that has a lot to do with it, you know. I don't know how scarce other food sources are for tigers, but, like, I'm sure they just look at people as just another fucking food source, man. Those murderous fucking cats. Man. Whew. Hey, this story out of North Carolina, home of Texas Pete's hot sauce, which didn't sit well from some fuckface from California, I think, where the person that's suing Texas Pete's hot sauce is from. This is the dumbest shit I've ever fucking heard in my life. Like, honestly, we have to have a campaign, or when I say we, the 5 to 10 people who watch this 420 break, to save Texas Pete's from this fucking lawsuit. Because if this lawsuit wins this class action lawsuit, who signed on for this, by the way, it's the downfall of fucking humanity. You know, it's the next fucking phase. That's where we're going. This is real shit. According to the complaint, who's this? Yeah, he was from California. Philip White was at a Ralph's, which I can assume is like a grocery store, in Los Angeles when he bought a $3 bottle of Texas Pete's in September 2021. White relied upon the language and images displayed on the front label of the product, and at the time of the purchase understood the product to be a Texas product, the complaint said. The label includes the famed white Lone Star from the Texan flag with a lassoing cowboy. Images White's complaint says are distinctly Texan. To his shock, he later discovered that Texas Pete is not actually a product of Texas. The complaint said, quote, "There is surprisingly nothing Texas about them." It goes on in the story, and I'm going to continue reading this shit, but it's just like, first of all, lawsuit, for one, is stupid. Two, class action lawsuit is double stupid. I don't know how many people have to be in a class action lawsuit for it to be considered a class action. More than one? I don't know. Texas Pete is what's considered a standard Louisiana-style hot sauce. Louisiana-style hot sauces are defined by their ingredients, namely vinegar, chilies, and salt, which are pureed and fermented. You should know this. Or if you don't know it, now you do know it, and anyway, there is no such thing as a Texas-style hot sauce, the complaint says. What makes a Texas hot sauce is ingredients from the Lone Star State with a uniquely Texan flavor profile. While the complaint doesn't outline where Texas Pete gets its ingredients, it says the ingredients come from sources outside of Texas. And it goes into the actual website for Texas Pete's, and on its history page, how is this tasty red pepper sauce made in North Carolina, which they admit it's not like a fucking secret. How dare you not be in Texas? You know what it is, probably, is just somebody had a nickname. Oh, man, that guy makes good fucking hot sauce. Texas Pete, his name. We're going to make a fucking company. If that lawsuit wins, we're all dead. We're all dead. Hey, but there is hope because, I already talked about the joys of marijuana at the beginning of the 420 break, but it is 420 break, so one more story. And this has to do with the bees, Everybody hears about the bees disappearing, and we got to save the bees and things, and there's a lot to that. But this is fantastic, man. Why bees love weed, and it might even be good for them. Research shows cannabis extract CBD, so it's bees aren't getting high necessarily. I'm sure it could be some level of that. But obviously, it goes into the story. While humans clearly love these flowers, so do insects, especially bees, albeit for different reasons. Just like medical marijuana has been shown to improve human health by effectively treating epilepsy, chronic pain, chemotherapy, nausea, and more, insects can benefit from cannabis as well. Honeybee health is extremely important to farmers who rely on the little flying workers to pollinate more than 100 different crops. But against a backdrop of catastrophic insect decline driven by the overuse of pesticides and unchecked urbanization, honeybee populations are suffering. In an attempt to improve honeybee health, researchers at the University of Life Sciences in Lublin, Poland, I can't believe I just almost really fucking mispronounced Poland, sorry, have tried, there's Polish people watching. Why wouldn't there be, Smitty? Anyway, they've tried feeding their bugs many different substances, including caffeine, black pepper extract, and is it curcumin or just cumin? The main ingredient, and turmeric. Okay. Despite some positive results, none of these substances have been a silver bullet. They don't seem able to balance effectiveness with strict safety and fucking words. They're escaping me, you guys. You get the idea. I think you get the idea. There's so many good fucking uses for it, man. At some point, it's going to be legal as fuck, man, and I'm pretty stoked about it, It's called progress. We all need to get there, and we're saving motherfucking bees, you guys. Hey, that's your 420 break. Eat some Doritos. Chill out. Get your ass back to work.
Hey, old man. I got the fucking munchies real bad. How about you?
Hey, 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 hey. Smoke weed every day. Later.